Sup guys, it's your boy Justin. So I haven't been doing a lot of videos lately. I apologize for that. I've been busy. So to make it up for you, I'm going to review 3 movies in one video. 2 of these movies I saw last weekend, and one of them I've been watching throughout the week because it was a long movie. And all three of these films are Japanese films that are close to like 2 hours long, man. Like the first 2 are a little under 2 hours, and the third one is over 2 hours, like 2 hours and like 19 minutes. So the first film I watched, during the weekend was One Missed Call, which is 2003 horror mystery film directed by Takashi Miike. Takashi Miike, who you'll know who directed the Dead or Alive films. He directed Ichi the Killer. He did a lot of anime live action adaptations. Like he did the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Diamond is Unbreakable film, which we reviewed on the channel, right? He's done like a lot of stuff, and he did like the famous Japanese horror film Audition. So I was casually watching, looking for a movie to review on Tubi, right? I wanted to watch, a generic Japanese horror film, and I saw this, and I remember like this movie getting remade in 2008, which I never saw the 2008 remake. So I watched this movie thinking, oh, it'll be an easy watch. It's going to be a generic horror film. And holy crap, was I wrong. So the movie, I just want to say the cinematography looked beautiful in this film. Very dark, gritty, very realistic. It's going for like a very serious film, right? And the film is about a group of college students who get one by one get a mysterious phone call where they hear where they get a mysterious phone call from the future where they hear their own voice right before they die, right? And within 2 days, that person will die mysterious death. So the second to last person of the group, which is Yumi, teams up with this funeral home autopsy guy, a mortician. Like she teams up with this mortician who lost his younger sister to the curse, right? The one missed call curse, and investigate the mystery to figure out what's going on. Why are these people who's killing these people? So the movie is a ghost movie where it's kind of like a like a lot of these ghost movies. It's kind of like a whodunit, and you're trying to figure out who's the killer ghost and why are they doing it, right? But the movie does a little thing differently, where near the end of the film, you get like a zombie, you get like a psychic ghost attack, with CGI, which the CGI in the movie looks very bad. There's this very cool TV exorcism scene where like one of the girls gets contacted by this TV show where they host an exorcism of the girl, try to save her life, and at the same time cash in on the publicity, right, of this thing. And that scene, the exorcism scene on TV, was holy shit. That shit was fucking crazy. Right. It was crazy. But the movie has this like kind of weird twist, and has this weird ending where it's a very fucked up ending, but it's played where there's like happy music, everything's like casual, like relaxing, right? It's very weird the ending of the film, which probably is why this movie had like a trilogy of films, right? Because it's just like, wow, this movie is so weird. You think going in it's going to be a generic horror film, and it turns into crazy Japanese bullshit that like a lot of foreigners love. So I'm giving this movie 6.5 out of 10. It's like a lot of Japanese movies, it's a little too long. But I think if you're a fan of The Ring, if you're a fan of The Grudge, check this movie out. Right? It's on Tubi for free. You can watch all three of them. Right? So the next film I watched, I'm going to try to keep these reviews like 5 minutes or less, is Evil Dead Trap, which came out in 1988. It's a horror world cinema movie. What the fuck, Google? It's a horror slasher film. It's an hour and 45 minutes, directed by Toshiharu Ikeda, with music by Tomohiko Kira, starring Miyuki Ono, Aya Katsuragi, Hitomi Kobayashi, and Yuji Honma as Daisuke Muraki. So apparently this was a series. This film has two sequels. So you're probably thinking by the name of the film that this movie is like a Japanese ripoff of Evil Dead, Sam Raimi's Evil Dead, and you couldn't be far from the truth. Though, like there is like homages to like to Evil Dead, right? The movie the movie starts off with this talk show hostess who runs this late night talk show host, where I guess there's a segment on her TV show where you know she reviews like home videos people sent her, right? So she's looking at a home video somebody sent her, and it's a video of basically a snuff film where this girl gets like stabbed in the eye, and you see the knife go into the eye. It's very torture porn-esque, but that's the most torture. Like for people who don't like torture porn, that's the only real torture porn segment of the film, is right in the beginning, right? And it's very super gory. If you're Tony from Hack the Movies, you're gonna hate that scene. So yeah, she sees this and thinks it's real. And from the way the video was edited, she knows the location where the video was taken, which is at this abandoned, I think it's like abandoned military base, might be Air Force, I don't know. Right, and she goes to her producer saying, "Hey, I want to go investigate this?" Right, and he's like, "Don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. Like you're gonna get yourself killed. If it turns out it's real, you're gonna get yourself killed. If not, you know, it's like even if you put it on TV or whatever, we get sued, and like you know, we get more videos like that." So the dumb MC of our film decides to take her friends, her co-workers, to go with her to investigate the making of this snuff film at this Air Force base, right? Which like one of them's like a hairstylist, one's like a makeup, another dude who comes along is like the boyfriend of one of them, right? And I can't remember what the fur girl was, but like there's like three girls, one guy that goes with our main character, right? And one by one, they get killed by the killer, who's in this creepy like rain jacket, who has like a knife, right? And there's this side character who's at this military base, who's trying to warn them, hey, get the fuck out of here, this place is dangerous. But he's also comes off kind of a creep. He's there looking for his brother, apparently, right? So one by one, they get killed. There are traps in the film, right? Pretty cool traps. It kind of remind me of the movie. Kind of remind me of Jigsaw, like the Saw films, which wouldn't be. I wouldn't surprise me if the Australian guy who wrote the Saw films watched this movie, because like a lot of shit reminded me of the Saw films, right? And the movie gets batshit fucking crazy. The killer, one of the killers in the movie is, I'm not gonna spoil it, but like is a fucking psychic who has pyrokinetic abilities, who can shoot fucking fireballs, right? But yeah, the movie does that really annoying fucking thing where it's like the person, spoiler alert, but like the person who dragged everybody at the place where they get killed is like the only survivor. So I fucking hate that shit. Also, there's some very sleazy sex scenes in the movie, including a grape, right? So if you're not a fan of that kind of stuff, you're probably not gonna like the movie. So if I were to give this movie a rating, the movie comes off very low budget, but it's so batshit insane. Like it's hard not to fucking recommend to people, right? But if I were to give this movie a rating, I would say it's about like a 5 out of 10. You're either gonna like it or hate it, but I thought it was a decent movie. And if you're like, if you're a fan of Evil Dead movies, check it out. So the last film I saw, right, which I didn't want to watch another. I didn't want to watch, another horror film, because like yeah. So I was kind of in the mood for a samurai film. And I never really watched a lot of Akira Kurosawa films, so I finally got around to watching one of Akira Kurosawa's most famous films, the 1958 adventure film, The Hidden Fortress, which is 2 hours and 19 minutes, directed by Akira Kurosawa, starring Toshiro Mifune, Misa Ihara, Minoru Shikaki, and Kamatari Fujiwara, right? So this movie was the main inspiration for Star Wars. Basically, Star Wars was basically an amalgamation of Flash Gordon and then this film, where like you see like a lot of similarities in this film. Between the two films, especially in the beginning of the film, where the movie's like about these two peasants, what was the name, Matsuhichi and Tahei, who went to fight in the war between two samurai clans, and get mistaken for, they show up late and get mistaken for the defeated, right? So they're forced to they're forced to dig graves, and eventually they escape. While they're escaping, while they escaped, they run into Rakuroto Makabe, who is the samurai, who is the general of the defeated samurai clan, who tricks Tahei and Matsuhichi into carrying the remaining gold of the of his samurai clan, and with them they escort Princess Yuki, the last remaining lord of that samurai clan. So they're trying to get out of the land that they're in, to go meet this lord who can help set up, Princess Yuki with her own fiefdom, so she can rebuild her samurai clan. But the problem is they're being hunted by the winning army, and the two peasants are fucking greedy idiots who keep fucking things up, right? And there's there's a scene earlier on in the movie where these two peasant assholes try to grape the Princess Yuki, right? But she's too smart for them, right? Even though after Rokuroto was pretending to be a bandit, she's she's my woman. You touch her, I kill you, right? So the movie, if you go in expecting this epic samurai action film, you're not going to get this. This is more like a adventure comedy film, right? But there's some cool dramatic moments. The cinematography was great. There's some really cool shots, right? There's some especially really great night scenes, especially the fire festival. There's no real action scenes in the film besides from one duel between Rokuroto and one of his samurai rivals from the other side, right? And there's a couple chase scenes, right, where they're getting shot at. And the scenes where they're getting shot at are very the special effects they did was very fucking weird, because it's they would be behind cover, and then the actors will be gone, and you'll see shots getting fired at the place where they're behind cover, and then edited back will be the actors running out of cover, and it's clearly the time when the bullets went off, they edited together, right? The shots when the shots were fired. So those scenes where they're getting shot at is super weird. You could tell all that shit was done with editing, right? But overall, I thought it's a classic film, right? It's worth watching at least once, and I thought the dialogue and the overall tone of the film was timeless, and you can enjoy this today, right? Yeah, so I think if you're a fan of Star Wars and you want to see what was the inspiration for this film is worth watching. But even if you're not a fan of Star Wars, if you're a fan of Japanese cinema, it's good to check out classic Japanese films like this. And I'm giving this film a 7 out 10. Holds up, but yeah, I'm not paying $50 for a Criterion Blu-ray or whatever. So yeah, still a good film. So yeah, that's it for these reviews, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I wanted to keep this this video to 15 minutes, but it happens.